I'm Lee Spencer with the Racing Boys, and I'm here with Tim McCreadie. T-Mac, won your heat. How's the track? How's the car? How do you feel about later on tonight and then again on Saturday?
I don't know. It's a good job so far. I mean, we drew outside pole, so you got to you can't really fall back. You got to try to get something out of it. And I'm not going to say we're the quickest car here, but I'm getting where I'm more comfortable and maneuverable, and that's going to mean more to me probably than sheer speed. But the track's pretty fast tonight. I mean, it's probably the quickest it's been all week long. So I'm hoping it's going to not dry a lot, but just dry enough, and the cushion moves way out to make it where you got to have a choice. Right now, you can kind of haul through the middle, touch the cushion, and still be fast, which is kind of what I did. So far, so good.
13 years ago, you won this deal. How much has this event changed since you know that point in time in the evolution of the Chili Bowl?
Well, I mean, the year I won, there was I'm probably off by a few cars. I think there was 270 or 80 cars there that year, so it was already growing. It's obviously growing bigger and bigger. What I see's changed personally is the track prep has changed. There's a lot more of it, and it's made it harder. And I know you see the same guys run good, so it's no excuse, but it makes it harder to be as fast as or pass because the discrepancy in the field is just not where it was. Obviously, better equipment for all the cars here. You walk around this building, I don't see probably one car that maybe when I first started, that people used to say things like, "Oh, that's a C main car," or "That's a an F main type chassis because it's 20 years old or 15 years old. The motor's old." Well, now you look through this bidder, and I don't know if there is a motor combination / car combination that's probably not even a decade or less old, and then that's made the field just tight. And like hot laps tonight, I think 70 cars from 70th to first was only a second, and that's not a lot when you're out there trying to pass cars, So they've got this track prep so sticky and so much of it that it's made a lot of guys faster. So it's you just got to adapt.
I was there during hot laps and got quite the shower, and sticky is a really good word to describe it because I almost regretted washing my hair this morning. But talk a little bit about what you have planned for the rest of the year, where you're going to be racing, what you're going to be doing.
We're going to do our late model stuff with Sweeteners Plus, Longhorn chassis, the whole program. We took on a new shock support company with Bill Stein. They come on board, and we signed an agreement with them to do a lot of work to try to build their brand, and they have a lot of faith in us. So far, it's been a pretty good marriage. We got to put it to the track and see what it does, but we're very excited about that. And also, we'll run some big block stuff. And I'd love to run the Lucas Tour the whole time, but a lot of that depends on just how help shakes out and just transportation of getting the cars back and forth and just a lot of little things. But you go down to Florida and have a great speed weeks, and that stuff goes away pretty quick. So we'll focus on hopefully being good down there and then see where we go.
So you'll start out at Ocala and then, kind of, I don't know, look how things size up and take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to do, I guess I should say me personally, the last thing I want to do is get entrenched into a tour where you're there, you're struggling, you don't have time to go home and fix stuff because sometimes it takes a week of practice or it takes a few weeks to figure some things out. And you're out there running, I think it's up to 68 races this year. And with our cars with a late model chassis, it's just hard. It's not, turnaround time's not easy for them cars. And so you get entrenched into this points battle. And next thing you know, you're 6th, 7th in points. You're not making any money. You're not running very good. Morale's very bad for everybody there. Sometimes it's nice to take a breather and start over. The beauty of a late model, or super late models and stuff, is there's so many big races that aren't always point sanctioned. So whether it's the Lucas Oil Series, World of Outlaws, a bunch of mini series, you can go look for 10,000 hour to win races all over the place. So, and I want to win the big races, which is the 50s and up and the 100 lappers. And so that's, if things are going great, we're going to stick with it. If things are going bad, where we need to concentrate and try to win, you can go win $100,000 at Eldora, makes up for 10 wins. So it's a work in progress, and I'm just not going to marry myself to doing it if we're struggling, because in my point in my life and my career, it doesn't do us no good to just be out there. We got to try to make money and win races and keep our product people and keep our sponsors happy. So, and they understand that. So that's the beauty of it. I got great people we're working with, and we'll just do the best we can.
When I first started covering NASCAR, the Busch North Tour was the shit. I mean, the guys, the strength that came out of there, they were a lot of the modified guys, and they were just hardcore racers. But for you to try to run, USAC, doing it from New York, it's one thing to run the New England and Northeastern tracks, but to venture out and try to go coast to coast, it becomes prohibitively expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and it's tough. Racing's not cheap, and it's been expensive for a long time. And the hard thing is that it's really, the day and age is tough to find, not just the teams, but the people that want to give a lot up. I mean, everybody knows this. You pick your phone up and do anything you want in life through it, and look at it, and look at things, and now you're connected to different things you maybe never knew or even existed in the world. And so now you got younger kids coming up, and a lot of them, they've just never seen what sleeping in a pickup truck's like, and that's not bad. That's just
or 6 guys to a hotel room.
Yeah, and that's not a knock on younger people. That's just the way the world is. I'm sure when I was growing up, it was different too, and things of that nature. So a guy like me who did it and lived it, to lose the rest of your life as far as maybe a lot of other things you could do possibly or see, it's not that big of a deal, because I feel like when I go out to North Dakota, or I go somewheres down south or Florida or whatnot, I get to see things that I never would have saw anyway. So it's just a trade-off, and I did it for nothing for a long time and then made money, and sometimes I don't think a lot of people are into it for that. And so it makes it hard for teams to go out and run. How are you going to run with certain teams? And it's not anybody's fault. If you build a brand like Keith and them guys have, the only way you're going to do it is to try to get close and match with them. And even if you have all the money, it does come down to who's around you, surrounding talent with help and getting stuff ready and just comfort at the racetrack. And that's the stuff that's hard to find. It's the money comes and goes, but the talent, besides just the drivers, is like a godsend if you find them. So hopefully races like this, some publicity, you'll get more people to want to do it. Because, I mean, there's a lot worse things we can do in life than ride around with friends and see different things all over the world and get dirty and having fun at the same time.
Any words of encouragement for the T-Mac Nation out there?
I mean, we're better. We want to heat. It's been a few years since I've done that. I'd love to lock this thing in. It's just a matter of me. I mean, the car is close. Hopefully I make the right moves, but it's cool. Everybody that come on board with this car this year to help out, I thank them all, and Jim Newman, who owns it, and his family has treated me like one of them, and we've only known each other for about 2 months as far as working at the track and stuff. I mean, we met before, but it's so far so good.
Really appreciate your time, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.